Stuck in a time loop? One of the most important things that ever happened in human history was the discovery or the invention of agriculture. Before that, humans had to hunt. But then there was an ice age and people had to worry about the encroaching glaciers. Just like in the movie where that squirrel kept looking for his nut. But then the ice age ended and everything was different. For those lucky enough to be living in the Fertile Crescent, life was never easier. Tons of naturally growing grains and cereals, which attracted humans and other animals, which made it very, very easy to find food. It's even possible that humans figured out how to make beer and bread before we learned how to grow stuff. How? A very small number of humans living on a humongous area with essentially unlimited food. Food that was very easy to get. Hang out all day, eat bread and get hammered. A literal Garden of Eden. But nothing good lasts forever. Eventually, the number of people became far too many to live off the naturally growing stuff. So they were forced to figure out how to deliberately grow stuff. This took many, many generations. The Ice Age ended about 11,000 years ago, or about 8,000, 9,000 BC. The first pre-Sumerian cities didn't show up until about 4,000 BC. This meant it took a few thousand years to figure out how to grow enough food and maintain a fairly stable society. But one thing changed during that time: how humans thought about time. If you're a hunter and you are hungry, you go out and kill something. Similarly, if you are a lucky, abundant forager in the Fertile Crescent, if you are hungry, you go out and find something to eat. But once the number of people grew, to get something to eat, you had to plan ahead. You had to do things today to have food in 3 months. The food you ate today was based on what you did 3 months ago. And once the Sumerian city-states figured out how to grow more food than they needed, this is when civilization took off. This is when people started to specialize based on labor. A few farmers could grow enough food. A few metallurgists could find ore, smelt it, make weapons and farming tools. Every step forward expanded how they viewed time. Today was based on things further and further back. Today was to create things further and further forward. This idea of how to view time is just as important today. Because if you only think about today, you might be trapped in today. Kind of like a time travel movie where you are stuck in a time loop. How do you escape? To learn how, visit mindpersuasion.com/3x3.